All right, what's going on? Got another draft film breakdown. This week we are doing Ohio State linebacker Baron Browning, 6'3", 241 pounds, and man, he looks big on the field. He just looks jacked. Um, he's the definition of a versatile linebacker. They'll split him out. Because I think he's good in coverage. They'll put him at inside linebacker, and then they'll put him on the edge. I think in the NFL, obviously, he's going to end up as like that second inside linebacker for a team. Um, I don't want him being the Mike linebacker diagnosing plays, but I would just put him next to somebody and let him play gap football and let him fly, because that's when he's at his best, is when he's not having to diagnose things in the run game. But in pass coverage, zone coverage, he's extremely smart with that stuff, being able to pass stuff off, and we'll start the video with that. He had decent stats at Ohio State this past year in the 7 games, 29 tackles, 3 for a loss, and 1 sack. So not great numbers. And then the year before in 11 games, 43 tackles, 11 for a loss, and then 5 sacks. So definitely better the year before. But we're gonna go through some film from the college football playoff of Baron Browning. So let's check it out. So we got him here. We're gonna start with coverage. Let me not put it in full speed. This is really good instincts. One, play a man, don't play grass. So he's got the curl hook zone. But instead of just, a lot of guys, what they do is they keep their eyes on the QB and they float back. Nope, he's playing the man, and then when he realizes that man is vacating his zone, whether it's the hit here or here, and he sees this, sits underneath it. Bam, underneath it. Now the ball's already out, but a lot of time the read for a QB on this would be him, where you've got him running the post, and then this guy running a curl or an in. Like, that would be the read. It's like, watch this linebacker, but he shuts that down. Bam, and shuts that down. Now the ball's out, but it still doesn't matter with him playing his zone. Here, he's playing in the A gap. He's going to back out, and he's like kind of spying the middle of the field. I like the instincts to come and play that slant. I wish they'd be a little quicker, but I'm not hating it either. He's watching the eyes. You could see that, Jones is looking left. Ideally, you would like him to turn his head with Jones and find this guy and hit on the slant. Because if he let's count it through. Let's watch Jones' head. It turns now. If he goes with his head turn right there, 1, 2. A full second. Maybe he's there to stop that slant or get an interception or something. But I do like that he does, initially read it, and I'm asking him to be a half a second quicker. So, but I like the instincts to not just sit back in the middle of the zone and get there. Here we got him lined up outside. He's gonna show blitz, and then back out, and just beautiful. He's playing the curl hooks. Finds his man, and Amari Rogers finds his man. Knows where he's going. They know that this is going to be a curl. Sits underneath it. And makes a play. Ohio State almost gets an interception out of this one. He's just playing his zone. Playing his zone really well. So I love his zone coverage. Man, which we'll look at right now, I think there's a little more to be desired. That's an NFL tight end, he's gonna end up wide open on this. But he opens those hips. Tight end works inside. And this is pure man coverage, so it's not like he is, has a zone where he's got it protected in the middle. Here we got him here again in man. Know where your safety is going to be. I would like him to break a little earlier with this instead of trying to get his hands on him and then chase. But it's not bad either. I just think he's a lot better in zone than man. In the run game, let's talk about it. This is a hard spot to play the run, and you know these formations are used a lot more in college football now because of the passing attacks. But it is a hard position to play like that stack, like that way outside stack outside linebacker. Sorry, I should have pointed out where he is. Number 5 right here. So he's got the he's playing his outside gap correctly. And then once Harris is committed, fights back inside, helps with that tackle. Because if he fights inside here, if he fights inside here, well, Harris could pop this out and take it for a long run. So he's patient with it, able to shed the block. You see him use his left hand and then the right hand to swim over, get there, be a part of the tackle. So good play. Here we got him lined up. This is where I want him to be more aggressive, because he could have made the play on this. Trust who your guys are, and I get at the college level so much different. There's so much misdirection, but trust that these guys are going to be playing inside, and just go full speed outside of this tight end. Go full speed outside this tight end, because if he does that, he's here, and he's either making the tackle or he's having the cut up, and these guys should be there. Trust your guys. Instead, he takes on the block, and 23 is able to get around the edge. I mean, if you're going to do that, at least just play it further out, instead of just taking on. He blocked himself. He got a nice pop on the tight end. I like that, but he kind of blocked himself on this play. Here we got him up here. This is going to be a QB draw. As soon as Lawrence gets outside, bam, he's there. He's chasing him down. A nice tackle for a loss. Lawrence is doing his best. He doesn't want to get tackled. He's trying to get out of bounds, get to the edge. And Lawrence isn't the fastest guy in the world, but he is fast. He ran for 80 yards on these Cats the year before in the playoffs. It's a nice tackle. Here, I just like this. We'll see him pop on the screen here. If you're gonna, if a QB is gonna fake this hard, and he's gonna fake the read option this hard, where he's going up in the hole, I give him a little smack. I like that, especially in a big game. Now in the NFL, you probably get in trouble for that, but also in the NFL, the QB's not faking the read option up into the hole like that either. So I kind of like that. Some people may hate that. I kind of liked it. Next play. Okay, so now we're going to look at some of his pass rush ability off the edge. We got him lined up over here. And it's nothing crazy. He's not showing off a bunch of pass rush moves, but he's just bending the edge. He's going to bend it at 8 yards here. So he's got good dip, good speed, flexible, getting around the edge, getting low, and see that right hand rip through. Where, if Lawrence isn't getting this ball out and it's the NFL where you're getting pressure up the middle and you don't have this perfect pocket, those plays turn into sacks in the NFL. Tackles will get away with that. But if you're bending the edge at 8 yards, you're going to get sacks in the NFL. Now, granted, it's not an NFL tackle, but still. We got him lined up here on the left tackle now. Again, bending the edge. This time we're bending it at 7 yards. Uses his hands. 64. Lunges. Takes that left hand. Right, breaks it off of him. Just using that speed to bend the edge. Like I said, Lawrence is setting up at 7 yards, but bending the edge. Got him here again. See, that's what bending the edge like that consistently, getting around the corner. Like I said, you'll see the last 3 plays where he doesn't get the sack, or there's no sack. It's a nice pocket for Lawrence. But eventually, you're just not going to be perfect in front of you. Eventually, it's not going to be perfect in front of you, and you get this sack. I mean, immediately gets this tackle to open up his hips. Immediately. And this is beautiful. And then ends up getting, he throws the ball away. I don't know if they call it intentional grounding or what. Now he got him lined up here. Now he's going to run free on this one. Forces a fumble on Mac Jones, though. And again, it's a free rush. But this is what I want him doing. Playing a gap. Play wherever you want him. If you want him out at the outside linebacker spot, if you want him at that second inside linebacker spot, wherever you line him up, let him play free and loose. Like, this is your gap. Go and freaking blow it up. That's why I think he'd be good in a Patrick Graham style scheme, where he has the versatility to play all over. He's good in coverage. He has some pass rush ability. Let him blow it up. So, I like Baron Browning. He's not a guy I'm in love with. I think he'd be a good solid pick. I see him right now. He's projected in like second round. I don't know if I would take him at the top of the second, but he's a good player. I'm not in love with him. I don't think there's one singular thing he does that's just amazing, but he does a lot of things good, and a lot of teams, like, especially like the teams like the Giants, they value versatility. So Baron Browning, he's a good player. I mean, I got him ranked. I try and grade these players. I got him graded as a B player, which usually means at end of the second round for me, or middle of the second round. So Baron Browning, Ohio State, check him out. Keep an eye out for him, and appreciate it. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff to the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Check out the playlist too. Bam.